So guys, with the Edge of Fate reveal happening tomorrow, today I wanted to make a quick video going over what we already know about this expansion, as well as go over some of my expectations going into the reveal stream itself. So with that all said, let's first go over probably the biggest change, and that is to the content structure heading into this next year of content. So on screen now, you'll see the roadmap for Project Frontiers, which is the collection of the next two expansions and seasonal releases, starting with the Edge of Fate, launching sometime in the summer of this year. Following that, we are set to receive another expansion as well as 4 free major updates, which as of right now, I think they are similar to our seasonal releases, but more focused around adding new content that is tied in story-wise with the current expansion taking place. Now, one of the major questions you might now have about this updated content cycle is what is happening to raids and dungeons. Well, in terms of raid and dungeon updates, what we know so far is the first expansion of every year going forward will have a brand new raid with the following major updates, then adding to this raid new challenges, rewards, and twists. An example given was a new encounter being added as well as new weapons that weren't a part of the original raid loot pool. Then within the second expansion, this will bring with it a new dungeon with an expanded loot pool similar to the size of a raid, and then the following major update after this expansion will bring with it a mode similar to Pantheon that leverages legacy raid and dungeon content. I'm holding out that this could potentially be a place for them to bring back old raids like Raft and Machine, but we'll have to wait and see. Moving on from that, let's now talk armor changes. New armor sets will now come with 2 set bonuses, one for wearing 2 pieces of a given armor set and the other for wearing 4 pieces. So you can go all out for a 4-piece set bonus or mix your armor choices to get the 2-piece set bonuses from 2 different armor sets. An example given for a 2-piece set bonus is Final Blows with freshly reloaded weapons heal you, and for a 4-piece set bonus, damaging targets with a shotgun or fusion rifle increases the damage it takes from those weapons for a short time. Now, in terms of stat changes, every point of a given stat will now matter instead of every 10, and stats now cap at 200 rather than 100. Plus, every point over 100 will give you an additional benefit. For example, every point into your discipline stat over 100 will increase the chance of you getting an additional grenade charge once your ability energy is full. And armor will now roll with stat archetypes. This will determine the primary and secondary stat on a piece of armor, with the third stat being a free roll. The value of these stats should be overall more spikier, leading to fewer points in dump stats. And finally, class items will have full stat distributions on par with other slots. And for those wondering what will happen to your old armor, well, this is going to be getting updated to have those new stat updates added onto them, although you won't be getting the benefit of armor set bonuses. So TLDR, don't delete all your old armor just yet. The idea is to slowly swap in new armor when you get a good piece to drop. Moving on to weapons now, weapons will come with a new tier system starting from tier 1 all the way to tier 5. Now from what we know so far, a tier 1 weapon will be similar to our current base legendaries, while tier 5 will be on par with an adept weapon. Although in the image provided, this tier 5 weapon has all of its stats masterworked, including impact, alongside all its perks, including origin trait. Now, I don't know if this is an error on Bungie's part, because this stuff was still work in progress at the time, so we'll hopefully get clarification on these changes during the live stream tomorrow. Now, let's quickly talk the portal, which is going to be mainly a feature to help new players navigate their way through this game. So instead of them looking at the destinations tab and being confused, the portal will give them an easy to read selection of activities to do and will hopefully help these players get to grips with the activities in the game more easily. Now, those are all the major updates and things to know ahead of tomorrow's reveal. There are more smaller updates and changes that we already know about coming, and if you want to read those, I'll have them linked in the description along with all the other articles that I've covered here today. But now let's go over my expectations heading into tomorrow's live stream. So, first things first, this expansion ain't gonna be the same size as the final shape. They've already said this expansion will be similar in size to, I believe, Rise of Iron, but I could be wrong there. Either way, this expansion will be much smaller, but I'm hoping that this won't take away from the amazing story that could be told here. With this being the first true release focused on the 9, literally anything could happen, because we know nothing about them, other than some little bits of lore that we've gotten this past episode, but none of that paints a real picture as to what the 9 are or what they have become in any real way. So if we could see a glimpse into the story and potential secrets of this expansion, that would be great. Alongside this, hopefully we get a better look at the armor and weapon changes happening, as well as a showcase of the changes to endgame content, as well as how seasonal content will now work. Now, to end things here nicely, I think we need to talk about new subclass. I've easily been the most vocal about wanting to see one within the Edge of Fate because of all the teasers and hints in game. So to me, it just makes sense that we should see one. But if I'm to be honest, it most likely won't happen. With all the layoffs and other major changes happening in this expansion, I don't see it reasonably happening. Something that might be more believable is new prismatic aspects or even new stasis and strand abilities generally, especially when you look at how great the new aspects were that we got this episode. So if something like that could come along with Edge of Fate, I'd be content. But if Bungie really wanted to blow me away, a final Darkness subclass could easily do the trick. I'll have a complete breakdown of the reveal tomorrow shortly after it ends, as well as guides for all things Rite of the Nine, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of that future content. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you think of these known changes and what you hope is shown during the reveal. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one.